Bisimba, Executive Director of Legal and Human Rights Center in Dar es Salaam. Thank you for accepting to appear on our program. I would like to speak with you regarding the next general elections and precisely the presidency vis-a-vis the participation of women. We're going to have our next president replacing Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete, a woman.
That will be a very good wish. Wishful thinking, because we've been looking towards dreaming having a woman president in the country, but I'm not so sure if we are going to have one, because up to now we have had several people who look like they are aspiring, but I've never heard of any woman who have come up. But of course I know the way women work. Maybe we'll be surprised in the very, very late hours that a woman will come up, but I'm not so sure. I wouldn't say that we can be for sure saying that, okay, this year, we are going to have a successor of President Kikwete, a woman. I'm not so sure.
Why do you think women are not coming up? Don't we have competent women? What's happening?
Of course, competent women we have, so many of them. Because if you look at women in this country, we have women who are well educated, with a very high integrity, and we have women who they can do things. But the problem of politics is they call it that it is a dirty game. Women are not so good in such games. So that is the big problem which pulls women back. And what I'm saying this is that in politics, the way we've seen the way it works, sometimes there are a lot of things which pulls women back. I can give you a very simple example. Once we were trying to talk to women who were elected as councillors, and one lady told us that as she was campaigning, a lot of bad language, and even before she began to campaign, when she said she was going to stand up, it was a big, big issue. Even fellow women, men in the village say, as a woman, why should you go out? These are men things. You should be home with your children, with your husband. And when she began campaigning, they were saying, look at her, she's so big. And if she's going to be a councillor and they give them these motorcycles, how is she going to board a motorcycle? You see, such things. But for men, everything is super. Yeah, for women, they use very abusive language, which sometimes weakens them. And you know how we are socialized. As women, we are not socialized to have such things like those big competitions and in front of men who are called people. Yeah, you know, in Swahili, wasema, oh, unaenda na watu. People are men. Yeah, and women are not. So, not that we don't have the women, but the terrain or how these things move might be very difficult for women. So what is needed is really supporting women. If we know of a woman who is an aspirant, supporting her, encouraging her, backing her up, that is what will happen. Otherwise, it will take so long to have a woman as a president in this country.
You have mentioned two big names here, and I was also thinking along this line. But we have, as you have said, we have many. You know, for the first time we have had a woman foreign affairs minister. We have had a woman finance minister, and it looks like really there is a momentum that people can dare now. Women can dare now say, okay, just collect the forms and say I'm available, and see what happens.
I think they need to dare, and because now we are still, our constitution just make it that you have to go through the party. They need to first of all study and understand the party politics, and the people in the party also should also be helped to understand that these women are just like men, and so that if they can go through their parties. And I remember, was it in 2010 or 2005, we had one lady who was aspiring to become a president from the opposition. Yeah, and she tried, although in the end she got sick and all this, because it is very, very tough, and you need really big encouragement. So I think women should come out, and they should not fear, because they can do what men can do, because they are doing anyway. So it is just deciding now, we have to move, and women should come up. And for us other people outside, we should also encourage them. I remember when Madam Mongela came back from Beijing, some people, I think it was the media who asked her, do you think you can become a president? Is that possible? And she said, why not? Oh, second, third, fourth president, all men. For the fifth one, let us give the women a chance.
Thank you. And we have done it internationally. At the UN, we have done it. At the UN, we have Gertrude Mongela. Now we have Dr. Asha Rose Migiro. So I think we have a precedent.